So if you've been following us, you know that our tomatoes have not been thriving at all the way we usually get them to thrive. We've only gotten probably like 5 tomatoes so far. So I think I know the reason why, and this should fix it. We have right here the 40% sunblock shade cloth. And what we're gonna do with this is we are going to toss it on top of the greenhouse, and hopefully it cools down a little bit. It's been very, very, very hot inside of the greenhouse. And I believe that is why, on top of me pruning, and that's another story, but let's just start with this one first. All right, so I don't really have any string. I didn't go buy any. So I have this string, some string that I usually work with. So I'm just gonna use this to tie it down. Let's see. I'm not gonna lie, they packaged it very, very well. It doesn't look like a 10 by 20 foot. Oh, it's real thin. I never knew what this would feel like. Now we know. I thought it was like actual tarp. Yeah, me too. I thought it was like real thick.
Oh, it's like a mesh.
I don't know how this does anything, but yeah, and just go over. So as we are putting this shade cloth on, Erica just noticed something. We do have pests after all.
Look how big they are.
Are those caterpillars?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
There's a bunch of them.
They like blended in. I thought that it was just, oh shoot.
They're alive, see?
Yeah, they're eating all of them.
Yeah, so there's another one back here.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one right there. They're
sure
like literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm sure they're on the other
So
plants.
yeah, we have to check the other plants to see. See, there's a jungle in here again. And ever since we stopped pruning them, they started growing. So now, I don't know. I feel like this was a fail this year, but we're not gonna give up. We're gonna figure out what's going on. I was watching a video last night, and I fell asleep watching it. So I'm gonna watch it again tonight. And it was basically saying that when the climate is very, very hot for tomatoes, it is bad to prune them. And when there's like kind of like cooler, like a little bit of a cooler climate, not cool, but like hot, but not, you know, over 100 degrees, I guess, could be okay for them. But regardless, he was talking about how he was successful with pruning for years, and that now he no longer prunes. He just manages it the best he can. And that's something that we've always really done. We've always kind of pruned them in the beginning stage, and then we didn't continue to prune them as they went on. This was the first year that we kind of pruned them through all the stages, and I feel like that's what really messed it up. So I believe him. I believe him so far. I'm going to watch the video again, and I feel like I agree with him so far, because like I said, this was our first year really pruning these tomatoes, and we've been failing since. So I don't know, maybe because of the fact that it's been so hot in here. Last year we did have them in the same area, but we didn't have the tarp on. Although we do have the sides lifted, it's just so hot. So hopefully this does the trick, guys, and we shall see. So I'm gonna show you how I'm stringing it along right here. All right, so Erica said that we have to pick out the worms because they could be detrimental to the plant. So I'm just gonna cut the whole plant off. So far, that's the only plant that we see that there's the worms on. And then we have the bucket over here. We're gonna put it in some water. Gonna put it in this bucket right here. There's a worm right there. We gotta get.
Look how big they are.
We got it out. We got it in the bucket. Just gonna let that soak. Oh, it'll kill them. Erica's checking for any others. I think that was the only plant though.
I mean, I hope so, but I'm gonna spray all the plants. Because the cayenne pepper, it repels them further. Like if they're gonna lay eggs or anything, like in the future.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that was the only plant. I mean, look, at this point, it is what it is. I'm not even. It is what it is.
I'll be so sad because we waited so long and they're finally.
But look, yeah, we're finally getting some tomatoes.
Let me show you my favorites. Hold on. So these plants are the San Marzano tomatoes, and I was really looking forward to these to make some good sauce. So the minute we finally started getting tomatoes, because I was sure that we weren't gonna have any because it's already July and we didn't have any tomatoes, but now they're just, all the plants are growing tomatoes, like there's tomatoes everywhere. And just as we're growing tomatoes, we're finding all of these issues. So I'm pretty scared. I'm gonna come in and just spray. The spray that I have, I did a mixture of water, soap, like dish soap, and then some cayenne pepper. And we're gonna hopefully see if that fixes the problem. Anytime we've had tomatoes, we've never ever had anything. So I don't know if it's due to, you know, they're in a different space. They're in the same space, but they're covered this year. I don't know if that's what it is, or we just were getting lucky. But I will say it's gonna be hard to go through this entire jungle of tomatoes and see if there is any worms at all, but I'm gonna try my best. I think they said to put some basil in there too, so I'm gonna put some basil and we're gonna see how that ends up working. But after I do this, we're just gonna get back to this shade cloth because that was the original project until these little suckers came and distracted us. So
I'm gonna have to string it from here straight down to the wood on the bottom because I won't be able to close this. So it's starting to get a little dark out here, so I'm trying to hurry up.